6:45. This is the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. The news edited by Lal Malavarachi and read by Lavani Vijayathunga. First, we take a look at the headlines. Distribution of fertilizer for the cultivation in the Maha season is being carried out successfully. New Kalani Bridge and the Meerigama-Kurunegala stretch of the Central Expressway will be vested with the public by next month. The Minister of Education meets the Vice-Chancellors of the universities. Permission granted to conduct private tuition classes. School children aged 18 and 19 years in the country will be vaccinated at schools and the regional health officers from the 21st of this month. In news overseas, UK MP murder suspect detained under the Terrorism Act. And in sports news, the Men's T20 World Cup 2021 tournament begins in the UAE and Oman today. Those are the headlines, and now more to the details of the local news. The Commissioner General of the Agrarian Services, AHML Aberatna, says that distribution of fertilizer for the cultivation in the Maha season is being carried out successfully at present. Lakpohara and the commercial fertilizer companies are engaged in these activities. Meanwhile, an agreement has been reached between the government and the National Farmers Organisation of Sri Lanka to cultivate paddy in the Maha season using organic fertilizer on the promise of fulfilling 4 conditions. Among the conditions put forward by the Farmers Federation were that the government should take the responsibility for the timely supply of organic fertilizer through agrarian service centres, and that the government should take the responsibility for any possible damage to the paddy cultivation or pay compensation if there is any reduction in the yield caused by the use of this fertilizer. In addition, these conditions include restricting the sale of pesticides and herbicides currently available in the market at exorbitant prices and giving the farmer the opportunity to purchase them at a guaranteed price. Constructions of the new Kalani Bridge is now at the final stage and will be vested with the public by next month. Secretary to the Ministry of Highways says that the bridge will ease the traffic congestion at the Paliagoda area. Meanwhile, the work on the Meerigama-Kurunegala stretch of the Central Expressway is also nearing completion, and the road is expected to be opened next month. This stretch of the Central Expressway will enable the public to travel approximately 39.7 kilometers between the 2 points within 25 minutes. The expressway, which will link Colombo to Kandy, will be a boon for those who travel from Colombo to Kandy, Kurunegala and Dambulla. Minister of Education Dinesh Gunawardene met the Vice-Chancellors of the universities. The meeting took place at the UGC recently. They focused attention on opening the universities, holding convocations and several other issues relating to the university education. The number of university admissions is also to be increased. This is the news from the Sri Lanka Broadcasting Corporation. And we continue with more local news. Permission has been granted to conduct private tuition classes from the 1st of next month. This decision was taken at a meeting held under the patronage of Minister Basu Rajapaksa and the representatives of the professional private tuition classes recently. Accordingly, classes can be conducted with the participation of less than 100 students at a session under strict health guidelines. The Epidemiology Unit of the Health Ministry says 649 more people were tested positive for COVID-19 in Sri Lanka yesterday. This brings the total number of confirmed cases of coronavirus reported in the country to 531,070. As many as 492,305 recoveries and 13,472 deaths have been confirmed in Sri Lanka since the outbreak of the pandemic. More than 25,000 active cases in total are currently under medical care. And to conclude the local news, the headlines once again. Distribution of fertilizer for the cultivation in the Maha season is being carried out successfully. New Kalani Bridge and the Meerigama-Kurunegala stretch of the Central Expressway will be vested with the public by next month. The Minister of Education meets the Vice-Chancellors of the universities. Permission granted to conduct private tuition classes. School children aged between 18 to 19 years in the country will be vaccinated at schools and the regional health officers from the 21st of this month. And that was the local news.
A mother knows the pain of each member of the family. Siddhalepa, the trusted relief for aches and pains.
An effective therapy for relief from cold, sneezing, flu, headaches, swelling due to toothaches, rheumatic, discomforts, and muscular aches and pains. Siddhalepa, the Vidya Mahatmya in every home.
story is brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya.
The main news story for this morning, Health Services Director General Dr. Asela Gunawardena says the vaccination of school children aged between 18 to 19 years in the Colombo district has already commenced. Steps have been taken to vaccinate the children of this age group in the other districts at schools and regional health officers from the 21st of this month. According to the health recommendations, 1 dose will be given to the school children, while 2 doses will be given to the children with congenital diseases. And that was the main news story.
The main news story was brought to you by Siddhalepa Vedamahatmya. Brush your teeth twice a day for healthy teeth and gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, your trusted brands in oral care for many years.
Supiriviki Ayurvedic toothpaste for adults. Kakulu Ayurvedic toothpaste for kids. 9 Ayurvedic ingredients of Supiriviki will protect your teeth and strengthen your gums. Supiriviki and Kakulu, products from Siddhalepa.
And now in Watchlight.
In Watchlight, villagers in the Madunagala area in Suryavarva complain that they are at risk due to the wild elephant attacks. Jumbos are roaming in the area even during daytime. This is for the attention of the relevant authorities to take immediate action. And that came to you in Watchlight.
World News.
Headlines of the world news. UK MP Sir David Amess's murder suspect detained under Terrorism Act. Australian police make a record of $104 million heroin seizure. NASA's Lucy mission will seek out solar system fossils. Those are the headlines, and now more of the details of the world news. A man detained after MP Sir David Amis was stabbed to death on Friday is a 25-year-old Ali Habri Ali. Whitehall officials have confirmed to the BBC. Police said the British man has been held at the London police station under the Terrorism Act 2000, and officers have until the 22nd of October to question him. The BBC understands that Mr. Ali was referred to as a counter-terrorist prevention scheme a few years ago. Officials do not believe anyone else was involved in the attack. Australian police have announced the seizure of the largest heroin shipment ever recorded in the country, worth around $104 million. Authorities said the shipment, which weighed 450 kilograms, included 1,290 packages of heroin with unique red branding. The seizure was made at the port of Melbourne, Australia's largest port, recently. Officers said they arrested a Malaysian man after the huge haul was discovered in a container of ceramic tiles. A spacecraft has launched from the Cape Canaveral on a mission to recover and uncover the fossils of the solar system. The Lucy probe will head out to the orbit of Jupiter to study 2 groups of asteroids that run in swarms ahead of and behind the giant. The U.S. Space Agency NASA scientists say that the objects are leftovers from the formation of the planets. As such, these Trojans, as they are known, could hold important clues about the early evolution of the solar system. And to conclude the world news, the headlines once again. UK MP Sir David Amess's murder suspect detained under the Terrorism Act. Australian police make a record $104 million heroin seizure. NASA's Lucy mission will seek out solar system fossils. And that was the world news.
And now in development news.
In development news, the Agrarian Services Department is to renovate 5 irrigational tanks in the Thanamalvila Divisional Secretariat area. A sum of 150 million rupees has been allocated for this project. Farmer associations in the area also extend support for this purpose by providing labour. And that came to you in the segment of development news.
Sports news.
Moving on to sports news. The Men's T20 World Cup 2021 tournament begins in the UAE and Oman today. The opening ceremony will be held at the Al Amirat International Stadium in Muscat this evening. The qualifying round of the tournament, which begins ahead of the Super 12 stages, will see 8 teams taking on each other from today to the 22nd of this month. The Super 12 will then begin on October 23rd with matches set to be held in Dubai, Sharjah and Abu Dhabi. The first match will be held between Oman and Papua New Guinea. Sri Lanka's first match will be played tomorrow against Namibia. This will be the 7th edition of the Men's T20 World Cup, with West Indies winning the last edition 5 years ago. The Women's Tour de France, which will be held for the first time in 33 years in the year 2022, is set to feature 8 stages through eastern France. Starting on the final day of the men's tour, the Tour de France Femmes will see competitors tackle 2 mountain stages, including a summit finish for the last stage. The event takes place from the 24th to the 31st of July 2022. The 21-stage route for the 2022 men's tour, which starts in Copenhagen, was also revealed on Thursday. The race begins with 13-kilometer trial on the 31st of July and ends in Paris on the 24th of July. That was the sports news, business news coming up.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners. From October 1st, 2021 to September 30th, 2022. Remit a minimum of $100 or an equivalent amount in any foreign currency through NSB U Trust for 6 months consecutively. Send more money and increase the chances of winning.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
In business news, the Bank of Ceylon Kalathura Supergrade branch opened its new CRM ATM in Voskador recently. This facility provides more convenient banking experience to the people in the area. That was the business news, and economic news follows.
Business News. Sponsored by National Savings Bank. The safest place for your money.
Cash through NSB globally and win wonderful gifts locally. Will you be the lucky winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee? 50 gold sovereigns for the top prize winner of the NSB Golden Jubilee. Scooters for the 10 second prize winners. iPhones for the 10 third prize winners. Mountain bikes for the 29 fourth prize winners.
Economic news. Courtesy of...
I bought my daughter a laptop for her work by managing my finances. Whatever the expenses may be, I can't afford to miss out on life's special moments like her birthday or our anniversary. So you need to invest to make your family's future flourish.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibilities. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
And in economic news, Japan expressed willingness to promote Sri Lanka's 150 years old global brand, Ceylon Tea, as well as help the revival of the tourism post-COVID. This was conveyed when Japanese Ambassador Akira Sugiyama called on Plantation Industries Minister Dr. Ramesh Patirana. Mr. Sugiyama said that Japan would extend all possible assistance to boost and promote Ceylon Tea brand, noting that the brand was quite admired by the Japanese people. The ambassador also extended support to revive the COVID-hit tourism industry in Sri Lanka. That was economic news, and the weather report to conclude.
Saving money isn't easy when you have responsibility. That's why we promise to give you the best returns and guarantee on your investment. LOLC Finance Fixed Deposits. Maximize your savings. LOLC Finance PLC, incorporated on the 13th of December 2001, is rated SLA stable by ICRA Lanka Limited and is licensed by the Monetary Board of the Central Bank of Sri Lanka under the Finance Business Act number 42 of 2011.
Weather report. And finally, the weather report. Several spells of showers will occur in the western, Sabaragamuwa, central and northwestern provinces and in the Galle and Mathura districts. Few showers may occur in the northern and north central provinces, and mainly fair weather will prevail elsewhere. Wind speed can increase up to 40 kilometers per hour at times in the western slopes of the Central Hills, northern, north central, northwestern and southern provinces, and in the Trincomalee district. And before we conclude this bulletin of news, let's get back to the headlines once again. Distribution of fertilizer for the cultivation in the Maha season is being carried out successfully. The new Kalani Bridge and the Meeragama-Kurunegala stretch of the Central Expressway will be vested with the public by next month. The Minister of Education meets the Vice Chancellors of the universities. Permission granted to conduct private tuition classes. School children aged 18 to 19 years in the country will be vaccinated at schools and at regional health offices from the 21st of this month. In news overseas, UK MP murder suspect detained under the Terrorism Act. And in sports news, the Men's T20 World Cup 2021 tournament begins in the UAE and Oman today. And with that, we conclude this bulletin of news. And now it's back to your Sunday morning host, my friend Mario, on the other side of the glass funnel to brighten up your day.